Hello, friends. Thank you for spending a couple minutes with me as we stay tuned in to what God is doing in and through the life of St. Paul's United Methodist Church. As you will see, I am repping my St. Paul's Christian School t-shirt this morning. It's Friday morning, and I just returned home from being on campus this morning with hundreds of folks for a very special event that St. Paul's Christian School put on. Their feast and sing in their open house, and we were so delighted to host our students and their families and some friends for this wonderful event. Kim O'Connor and her staff do an incredible job. We're so very thankful for all of them, and I pray that you continue to lift them up in your prayers as we support this ongoing mission of St. Paul's through St. Paul's Christian School. Many of you are aware that this Sunday is a pretty big Sunday for the life of St. Paul's. And so I just want to run through a couple of reminders about what's going to take place and some of the things you're invited to participate in. For some of you that stay really informed of what's going on, this will just be a reminder. For others of you, I pray that you would participate in all these wonderful things we have going on if you perhaps were not aware of them. So it's Thanksgiving Sunday, and for many folks that have been around St. Paul's for many years, you all have a tradition here of not only bringing canned food items to stock local food pantry shelves, but you have traditionally done that in a particular way. You've arrived and people were sent out to local stores to buy those items and were asked to rush back within an hour or an hour and a half or so on Sunday morning, Thanksgiving Sunday. Well, what we have found is most of you just prefer to bring those items, as many of you have already started to do that throughout the month of November. And so instead of sending you out to do that, we're asking that you still participate, but that when you show up to worship on don't show up to worship on Saturday, my fault. When you show up to worship on Sunday, you'll have those items with you if you want to participate in helping us stock the food shelves at the, sorry, my dog just walked up on me and scared me, at Interfaith Emergency Services. Also, many of you are participating in sponsoring a child through our Angel Tree. And our Angel Tree this year supports foster children in Marion County through our good friends' work at Foster Florida, who coordinates all this, and we are helping them meet very particular needs for foster children in our area. Thank you for participating in that. Many of you have already brought back those gifts and items that you agreed to provide. If you have not, we need those by this Sunday as well. So please bring them and put them in the narthex around the Christmas tree where you took those angel, little cutout angel ornaments from. And just as a reminder, please don't wrap it, and do your best to bring back that angel that has the name and information, affix it to your item or gift. And that will just help the coordination of that in a really, really easy way, all right? Also, not to be overshadowed by all these other wonderful things that we're involved in, this is a very, very important Sunday for us as we finish our stewardship conversations. We have been really resting in, I hope that you have caught this, Ephesians chapter 3, where Paul, when he's speaking to the young church there, when he's done really kind of helping them understand what Christ is up to in the world and how Christ fits in the bigger picture of not only their lives, but on what God is doing in the world. And he's about to give them some proper instructions about how they can live that out. He shares a prayer with them. And we've been reading that prayer now for 2 weeks. And the gist of it, of the things that have really caught my attention as your pastor, is how Paul is very convinced that it is God who does things in and through us that are larger, more grand, and more abundant than we can do by ourselves. And we like when that happens. We live for those moments where God intercedes and God does only what God can do when we put ourselves in positions to not only receive God's grace, to where God does more, but we get to participate in it as well. And so that's the questions we've been asking. We've been asking very poignant things about ourselves and what it means for us to be better stewards. Just meaning, how do we bear better responsibility to the gifts and graces God has given us? And so we're going to conclude that this Sunday in worship at 10:30 with a commitment. I am asking you that if you are connected to the life of St. Paul's United Methodist Church, that you would make a commitment to how you are going to support that work in 2024. The primary commitment we're asking you to consider is how will you financially support us? That's just the truth of the situation. We've got bills to pay, just like everyone does. We've got salaries, we've got electrical bills, we've got repairs that happen with 11 acres on our campus, and we want you to know how crucial your commitment is to making sure those things happen. Our continued investment in our children and our youth, how we want to provide safe spaces and be good neighbors to those in our community, all that depends on us making sure that St. Paul's continues to be viable and continues to function in really powerful and stewardly ways, which means responsible, how we do that responsibly. But we need your help to do that. So if you were on our mailing list, you were sent a hard copy of 3 particular items a couple weeks ago. One was a letter from our church leaders. I pray you read that. I pray that it began a time of prayer for you as you consider how you want to support St. Paul's in the year 2024. There were some honest data in there that we want you to be aware of. There was also the estimate of giving card or a pledge card. That's what we're asking you to bring on Sunday. We're asking you to bring it filled out as you pray through with your family and with the Lord's presence of how you want to commit to helping fund our mission and ministry in 2024. And there was also a chart in there. It was a proportional giving chart. That's just a tool. It just helps you see what it may look like for you to give a certain percentage of your income, and what it may look like for you to give more of a percentage in 2024 than perhaps you did in 2023. I know that the longer I seek to follow Jesus, the more I am made aware of just how generous God is. And I understand God's generosity more year by year, as I understand God's grace deeper year by year, as I understand myself and my need of grace, amen, year and year. And so I pray for myself and I pray for you that we would be moved to be more generous next year than we were this year. So please bring those with you Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. If you did not get one of those, we'll have some extra cards available if you'd like to participate in that. If you're an online member with us and you primarily connect with us online because perhaps you don't live in Central Florida or live in the Ocala area, you can go to spocala.org/stewardship, and you can find a lot of data there, and you can do all of this online and help us support the ministry and mission that God has given us. So thank you for that. Thank you for listening to me. A very important Sunday, like I said, here at St. Paul's, and I'm so grateful that you're going to be there with us. 10:30 a.m. here in person or online on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. Grace and peace to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.